Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Metal Gear Solid. So dear viewers, Metal Gear Solid originally released in 1998. A year I remember fondly as the year I first played such fantastic video games as Crash Bandicoot Warped, Resident Evil 2, and Batman and Robin. Okay, that last one was a joke. That game is not amazing. 'Tis something that the French call a piece of a shit. But we are not here to talk about those video games. No, we are here to discuss Metal Gear Solid. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Bertrum, you're probably wondering,
what is this? What is it? What is this?
Metal Gear Solid is the third entry in the oh-so-popular Metal Gear series of video games, in which we play as Solid Snake, who in absolutely no way, shape or form is a rip-off of Snake Plissken. Nope. Nada. Nine. Now, I'd love to tell you the story about this game, but this being probably the most, if not one of the most, popular video games on the PlayStation 1, as well as just video games in general, most of you have probably already played this video game, bought the t-shirt for this video game, and or watched the pornographic parody of this video game. Something I really don't recommend that you do. You're Solid Snake, you infiltrate a big base, you fight lots of very weird bosses, there's plot twists, there's more talking than you would find in your average bloody audiobook, there's lots of political garbage, there's emotional scenes with bespectacled characters crying over a big-breasted woman who has maybe a little bit too much of a close relationship with wolves. This is Metal Gear Solid. It's absolutely bonkers. But do I like the game? Well, let's find out by reviewing this game the only way I know how. Badly. And let's start with what I love about Metal Gear Solid. I've already told you. The story is absolutely bananas. The bosses are absolutely bananas. The dialogue at times is absolutely bloody bananas. Nonsense about love blooming on the battlefield and you're just like Naomi. But I'm not like you. Or this is just like one of my Japanese animes. All of that good stuff. The stealth gameplay, while kind of archaic by today's standards, is still very, very enjoyable. Sneaking round the base, knocking out guards, and or shooting guards if that's your kind of thing. Taking on a helicopter, taking on a bloody tank with nothing more than grenades. Taking on Metal Gear itself, which of course you do in this game, otherwise what would be the bloody point of it being called Metal Gear Solid? Though come to think of it, you don't fight a Metal Gear in Metal Gear Solid 3, so whoops I guess, or Metal Gear Solid 3. The gameplay's still splendid. And the visuals, well, not very attractive by today's standards. Just like Pamela Anderson these days, but all the way back in 1998. This game looked simply superb, as did Pamela Anderson all the way back in 1998. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The voice acting, absolutely top-notch. David Hayter was then, and still is, the definitive version of Solid Snake. which is probably why they've chosen not to change any of the bloody voices in the upcoming Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater thingamajig remake thingamabob. So it's a relief to know that everything I enjoyed about this video game all the way back in 1998 I still bloody enjoy now. But what about what I don't enjoy so much about this game? Well, to talk about that, I simply have to mention a couple of words. This game's backtracking. Sadly, that's my main complaint with this entry in this very popular series. There are a couple of instances, most notably when you have to go and retrieve a bloody sniper rifle, and when you have to go and change the shape of a bloody card using different temperatures. Those instances will see you having to backtrack all the way back to areas you have visited previously. And while it probably isn't the most egregious form of backtracking in a video game, it is still very, very, very annoying, especially considering that the retrieving the sniper rifle comes at a particularly dramatic moment in the game's story, and the changing the card using various temperatures is right at the very end of the game, when it should be building up to its big, massive, final climactic showdown with Metal Gear and Liquid Snake. But no, you have to take 10 or 15 minutes out of that just so you can run back to a cold area to turn the bloody card cold. Then you have to run back to a bloody warm area so you can turn the bloody card warm. These sequences are nothing more than an absolute nuisance. I thought so back in 1998, I have thought so every single time I replayed this game, and I certainly think so now. But apart from that, this is still the Metal Gear Solid that I've known for 20 plus years and absolutely loved for 20 plus years. So if for some unknown, unexplained reason you haven't played this video game yet, then I recommend that you do so at your earliest convenience. Therefore, I declare that Metal Gear Solid is an absolute masterpiece, and quite rightly so. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for Metal Gear Solid. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.